Hello, everyone. I'm Ken Livitski. Thank you for tuning into this new episode of Ken Talks, the second one ever. Basically, Ken Talks is when I become really passionate about something and I just need to get it off my chest. And I do this on my own because I have a lot of ideas and thoughts just pouring into my brain and they're pouring out of my mouth. And it's kind of hard to bounce off someone with this stuff. And I wasn't going to do this video. I really wasn't. And I pretty much came to the conclusion that I wasn't going to until my brother talked me into it. He really wanted to hear my thoughts on this matter. I mean, he was hearing them because I was talking to him, but he really wanted me to share my thoughts. And I didn't really want to do it too because I know the internet is becoming flooded in regards to this topic. But what I'm talking about today is The Last of Us Part 2. The crazy amounts of spoilers that leaked out over the last week from apparently a disgruntled employee. And I figured it's a good day to shoot this now that the story trailer has officially been revealed by Naughty Dog as of this morning, if I end up putting this up on the day I'm recording it. So, by the way, it's May 6th. So I don't know how to start this. I got so much stuff in my head right now. And in fact, I actually started this moments ago and realized I forgot to push record on my computer. So I'm going to have this as a podcast. It's going to be on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. And then I'm also going to have a video on our YouTube channel. And I'm not going to really cut this at all. There's going to be hardly any editing. I'm going to clean up the sound a little. And I'm just going to throw it up. So there's going to be lots of ums, a lot of blank spaces. And there you go. There's a no right there. Essentially, this is what it comes down to. Okay, the leak came out, and I'm not going to spoil or anything. Okay, before I go on, I'm not going to spoil anything from the leaks because I don't. If you haven't seen the leaks, if you're a fan of The Last of Us and you haven't seen the leaks, I'm not going to share them here. I don't think that's fair to you, people that are waiting for this game, excited for this game. It's not fair to you. I'm going to leave the comments open, though, on both SoundCloud and YouTube. If you spoil anything about the game in the comments, I'm going to delete it as soon as I see it, for one, but I'm probably going to end up banning you from our channel, too. Okay? Don't be a dickhead. Be cool. Talk to me, though. Discuss this. I want to know what your thoughts on about all of what I'm about to talk about right now. Okay, so this leak came out. This disgruntled employee, apparently. It popped up, I guess, on Reddit, and it's a big leak. It's a crazy leak. It's got story beats, titles for missions. It has videos, lots and lots of videos and cutscenes. I mean, there's lots missing. So what we have seen, we don't know how they're going to connect together in the ultimate span of things. So it's hard to, look at it with a clear vision. But from what I've seen, I'm incredibly disappointed. Incredibly disappointed because The Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all time, hands down. I was so excited for The Last of Us before its release. I went apeshit with pre-orders and ordering stuff that I really didn't need. Okay, I had the regular edition ordered. I had the survival edition ordered. I never got my order in for the post-pandemic edition, but damn did I want that gorgeous Joel and Ellie statue. I ordered the Joel and Ellie editions from the UK. I have multiple steelbooks. I had The Last of Us Remastered on the PS4. I ordered a poster book, and I even ordered a little Firefly pendant with my name on it, so I could pretend I was a Firefly member. Yes. This was all before I played the game for the first time. So there you go. I'm a little bit passionate about The Last of Us. I love Naughty Dog games. I do. Played Crash Bandicoot back in the PS1 days. Played Jack games on the PS2. Uncharted, I fell in love. Fell deeply in love with Uncharted with Nathan and Elena and Sully. Those games are incredible because they're incredible stories. I played games when I was younger. I didn't play games like my brother. My brother could play games. He was awesome at playing games. I didn't really get into games hardcore until the PS1 and Metal Gear Solid, because I grew up comic book and movie fan. Story is where my heart is when it comes to characters and the overall story. Um, so, The Last of Us and the Uncharted games, they got the story. You know, they got good gameplay, they got beautiful graphics, but they have the story and they have the characters that hold my heart tightly. So, Uncharted 4 was coming on the PS4. Uncharted 4 disappointed me. Alright? I know that my ranking of the Uncharted games would be weird to most, because I've seen most people's ratings of the Uncharted games. They're usually 2, 4, 3, 1. Mine is quite reverse, 3, 1, 2, 4. That is my order, because I love the stories in those games the most. Yes, obviously gameplay gets better as you go along, but the story doesn't. And the story on the original trilogy, that game, those 3 games are written and directed by Amy Hennig, an amazing, amazing talented woman who got the boot from her own series, even though she was already in the middle of making Uncharted 4. And she got the boot by Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley, directors and writers of The Last of Us, because The Last of Us was such a crazy, huge success. I don't know the full story. I'm not going to pretend I know the full story, but I do know that she was basically fired. And that kind of pissed me off. And I played the 4th game. And the 4th game, I mean, I was excited for it because Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all time. I actually love The Last of Us more than I love the Uncharted games as a whole. But the Uncharted games are not Druckmann's and they're not Straley's. They are Amy Hennig's, and the 4th was a disappointment to me in the end. So, I mean, that was a little weird. A little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But whatever, I moved on. Last of Us Part 2 gets announced 2017. I went crazy. I went so crazy at E3 when this was announced. It blew my mind. Now, I didn't really want an Uncharted, a Last of Us sequel. I honestly didn't, because I loved the ending of the first game, and I honestly didn't think that a sequel would ever live up to the first. Rarely does it ever, right? So, but that teaser happened. Didn't really show much, but I was so excited for that game. I put my pre-order in last year. So excited. Gameplay footage. Saw the gameplay footage. Graphics looking amazing. Things are looking even more brutal than before. But I don't know. There was something about the gameplay that didn't really get me excited about it. So when I heard about these spoilers from my Masters of the Universe group on Facebook, which includes myself, my brother-in-law, my buddy Will, who is my brother-in-law, Rocky's brother, and Chris Mercier, who co-hosts the Camcast with me. They talked about it on there. They said, hey, Will said, did you see this? I knew about it. I knew the spoilers were out there. I hadn't watched it. I hadn't even gone looking for it, but you know, so my brother, he went and looked at it, and then he came back to me. He goes, oh my God, it's so disappointing. Do you want to know? And honestly, because I just wasn't really feeling the gameplay footage that I had saw, I said, sure, tell me. He told me. I was disappointed. Upset, actually. Really upset. I won't tell you why. I mean, I'm sure you can guess that the spoilers are got something to do with Joel and Ellie, but I won't tell you why. But I was not happy. I was really not happy. And in fact, I canceled my pre-order immediately. Which may seem a little harsh. I don't want to cancel my pre-order because I love all the developers at Naughty Dog, all these designers, and you know, these architects that create these beautiful worlds. I wanted to support them, but I can't, because I can't support something that I can't get behind, and I was not going to be able to get behind the story that they were going to tell with part 2. Now, I don't know the entire story. I'm not going to pretend I know the entire story. But I think these spoilers, pretty sure they shared the main beats of the game, the big moments. I don't know how these big moments will be connected, but I do know that these big moments pissed me off. So I canceled my pre-order. Now, Neil Druckmann, I mean, he seems like an okay guy, but lately he's been really rubbing me the wrong way. It's basically if how do I do this? Okay, let's go. Okay, so all the way back to the Uncharted 4 thing. That was not cool. Right after Uncharted 4, Bruce Straley quit, and Bruce Straley had been at Naughty Dog since the PlayStation days. I think he joined with Crash 3. Crash 3, I think, yeah, because I'm pretty sure he was working on like Gex or one of those kind of games before then. So he was at Naughty Dog for years, and he quit. I don't know why he quit. Everyone assumed he was burnt out, but now I'm starting to kind of think that maybe people just don't really like working with Neil Druckmann. So Amy Hennig gets the boot. Bruce Straley quits. These were both pioneers of Naughty Dog. And then it's the whole thing about the I don't know, like if you don't agree with what he's saying and what his stories are, he basically just calls you names without actually saying it. I mean, he posted this thing about this Kurt Cobain quote or something about lesbians and gays. If you don't like them, get the fuck out of my concert. I guess I agree with that, but just because you disagree with someone's story or what they're doing, that doesn't automatically make you a homophobe or a racist or a bigot. Or it just makes you someone passionate about a story and the characters that were created for this story. I mean, sure, I'm sure there's a lot of homophobes and racists and bigots and sexists and the whole 9 yards out there that are bitching about this game. I'm not one of them. So don't put me in this fucking pot with all these assholes. It's not cool. Here's the thing. I'm sure people have heard about this. There's no guarantee that of anything, but Last of Us 2, there's a rumor going around that there's going to be a transsexual character in the game. Whatever. Cool. But the way this transsexual character will come across is not that great, and I think it's probably going to put that group of people back a step when they're trying to move forward in the world, and that's not cool. I don't think that's cool. So I don't know. He's just been rubbing me the wrong way, and then the whole crunch thing. Crunch happens. I know crunch happens. Crunch happens at all these big video games. It's gonna happen. It's gonna always happen. But the cruncher team to make a release date, and then all of a sudden push the release date to infinity and beyond after they worked their balls off to get it done for you. It's not cool. This coronavirus thing happened. They said it was all about supply and demand, how they weren't going to be able to supply the discs and whatnot for the game, so it's been canceled indefinitely until later on, whenever. This leak happens weeks after, 2, 3, 4 weeks later. This leak happens literally a couple days after that, new release date of June. All right? Suddenly, this game can be made. A-okay. June is next month. Coronavirus is still kicking out there, but it can be made now. Explain that one to me. Clearly, this game is pushed because of sales and about them worrying about how the game would sell in this day and age with all this shit going on. It had nothing to do with supply and demand. Yeah, Iron Man VR got pushed back too. They probably just went, hey, push that back too, so it makes their story believable, because really, how many units is Iron Man VR going to really sell? So, just weird. I could go into a whole conspiracy theory of things. I would like to just spew my complete thoughts right now, full of spoilers. But again, I'm not going to do that. I saw the story trailer today that Naughty Dog released. Right off the bat, it's gorgeous. Game looks insane. So good. Like, wow, one of the best looking games ever made, easily. But it starts off with Joel going something like, things rarely end the way you think they're going to end, or something, or you want it to end one way, but that doesn't happen, or whatever he said. And I kind of felt like, why would you start the story trailer with that line when all these people already bitching about the way you're telling your story? Do these spoilers. And then you get to see the game, the story of the game. And I don't like the way Ellie's being represented. Ellie's not a villain. Ellie is a poor girl who had a garbage life, who is tortured and freaking kidnapped and almost tried to experiment on her. She's not a villain. I'm never going to root against her. So don't try to treat me as an idiot. Basically, respect your fans. Respect your fans. I've been getting a lot of disrespect from my favorite franchises lately, and frankly, I'm friggin' tired of it. It sucks. Okay? Metal Gear Solid, I never played number 5. As soon as they said David Hayter was out and Kiefer Sutherland was in, I was out. Because David Hayter is Snake. He's Big Boss, not Kiefer Sutherland. And I knew that the game would be probably amazing, gameplay-wise. Yeah, I tried the Ground Zeroes demo for about half hour. I was out. I could not get behind it. That wasn't me. That wasn't my Metal Gear Solid. So yeah, I didn't support it. I boycotted it. Still haven't played to this day. So don't pretend like I'm going to just play The Last of Us Part 2 and there's going to be people out there going, oh, shut up, you're going to play it. I'm not going to play it. I canceled my pre-order. Trust me when I say I'm not going to play it. Metal Gear Solid is my favorite game of all time. I never played the 5th installment. Last of Us is my second favorite all time. I won't play the second installment. Thundercats is another thing. I don't know. Thundercats Roar? What the fuck is that? You took the best cartoon of my childhood and you turned it into a joke. That's bullshit. Again, it's disrespectful to the fans. It shows no respect. It's not fair. It's not fair what Druckmann did to these characters in this world with Part 2. That's all I'm going to say. The fans deserve better, and the characters definitely deserve better. Maybe I'll watch the Rad play the game or something to see what's going on. But fact of the matter is, it's not cool. I'm upset, like horribly upset. It's weird when you really, really love a movie or a comic. Piles of comics beside me here. Invincible, best comic I've ever made. It's weird, how you could become so attached to a fictional character and that you could love that fictional character. I know as a creator, if I were to create a story with fictional characters that people fell in love with, I would feel like a giant piece of fucking shit if I just mess those characters up because, hey, that's what I feel like. You already got these people invest their time and their money and their hearts into these characters. I don't know. I'm rambling now. Those are my thoughts on The Last of Us Part 2. Cancel my pre-order, will not be playing it. I want to know your thoughts. If you saw the spoiler, let me know your thoughts without spoiling it for anyone. If you haven't seen it, and you're still excited to play for it, that's wicked. That's awesome. Good. I'm glad. I hope that the game lives up to your expectations. You walk away happy. But it's not for me. Especially in this day and age. There's too much shit, too much stress, anxiety, and horrors going on in the real world. I don't need to see crap happening to my favorite characters. Kicking the camera against our YouTube viewers. Okay. I am done. This is it. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Ken Talks. Maybe I'll do it once a year. We'll see what I'm feeling passionate about next summer. If you enjoyed the video or this podcast, please like, share, subscribe, follow, click bells, all that good stuff. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also check us out on geekpantsmedia.com. And yeah, I don't know. Just puts me in a bummer mood talking about this. So I'm going to go get happy. Cheer myself up. All right? We'll talk to you later, everybody.